Well, this is countdown day 10, escape from my apartments. I thought I'd go somewhere a little bit quieter. You can take a look at the mountains. These are like the mountains in Palm Springs, and I'm at one of the parks taking a break. Today, I'm just talking about what I talked about yesterday. I'm going to move into my new apartment at the end of the month. So what I need to do right now is to generate some extra money. And luckily this weekend, I don't have to worry about traveling because the event's going to be in Yucaipa at the regional park. So I got to pay $10 that I'll be reimbursed for parking. And so I'll be working there from 11 to 5, and I'll be setting up the banquet and everything. And then probably I'll have to take down the tents and set up some of the tables. But it's like what I talked to you about before. Sometimes you just got to take the weekend off. So I believe after this weekend, I worked 8 hours last weekend. I'll probably work about 7 hours this weekend. That gives me $200, and I have 2 more shifts coming up for the following weekends. And that it should get me to like $400 extra a month. And then I have my other project where I'm going to just start, now that the Christmas season approaching, I'm going to do one project that's going to be like the virtual sales, where I'll basically be calling people, hello, this is Martin, can I introduce you to this? Or calling people up, finding out why they're not buying. That's my one job I'm going to do. Second job is I'm going to build like low-level funnels where I'll just are basically lead lists, where I'll have a video or some type of copyright, which is just basically a fancy name for writing to get people to come to the site and build a list. And then from there I'll see if I can't take them through the list and sell them a type of product. So that's going to be my one product. One will just be setting up lists for business. It's like saying, hey, I know you're already doing advertising, but why don't you build like a list that you could have forever, and every time you want to sell a new product, you just go to this list and market to it. So I'm going to teach people the power of like creating their own list. And then after that, if need be, I'll teach them how to go out and do some how to sell like a simple product. Hey, now that you have your lead list, why don't you do like a simple price? Like now don't you do like a simple project where I show them how to like sell a product, and then from there, we'll see if we can upgrade people through the site where they're putting money in before there's even a project delivered. In addition, the person has a site where he has one person who was interested, then he has another list of people who are interested in bulk, because the most important people that you're going to market to at first are the ones that bought, number one. Then you're going to go to market to the people who haven't like followed up with you. You need your follow up. And I'm going to see if I can't generate an extra $5,000 to $6,000 a month starting this month. And then when I get it down, I believe I can get it to at least $10,000 to $15,000 a month. So that's why all I'm really studying right now is like I'm publishing, like showing like little videos. And then also I'm going to do like the virtual sales where I'll see if I can't just generate an extra $5,000 to $6,000 for some commission jobs. So that's my projects. And the reason I'm doing that is because, as you know, as of 3 years ago, I had a student loan over $94,000, and now I've gotten it to below $38,000. And my goal is to see if I can generate extra $10,000 to $15,000 within the next 4 months. And my goal, I'm going to try to get it to $35,000 before the end of the year, and if possible, I'm going to see if I can't get it even below that. Let's see if we can't get it below $30,000. Because I will let you know, because I've had this loan for 4 years, and I remember when I first started, I got a call from the lady saying, Martin, we need you to call and need you to start paying your student loan. If you don't pay your student loan, then we're going to garnish my wages and take my income tax. The reason I didn't want them to take my income tax was because back then I owned 2 duplexes, and I was taking money out of my Bank of America line of credit to try to pay the bills until I got the rent from like a property management company that I was with. But unfortunately, the checks always came in late, or after the management money took out that fee, the $1,100 or $1,200 that I was expecting to pay the mortgage was less. So I was just every day I was losing money, until finally I lost the duplexes in 2009. And then I thought, okay, I'll try to save my way to it. But then all these bills started coming up. My grandmother passed away. and I ended up spending like $20,000 to $30,000. I don't exactly know how much. I just know I kept sending $2,000 checks, $1,500 checks. I even got so desperate, I even asked my brother, "Can you at least send me $600?" Because the way we set up the living trust was wrong, which was my fault. I should have just went to a lawyer. And we wanted to make sure, like with the existing will, that the grandfather's house didn't go to the son, because the son was a drug addict, and he would have just lost the house. And sidebar, we almost lost the house anyway, because I thought I would be a good nephew and say, okay, this is your mom's house, and I'll let you live here. And all you have to do is just pay $300 a month, so I can at least cover the mortgage, and then I'll help with the repairs. And there was also a friend of the family living there too, and it just turned out to be a disaster. So that's where a lot of the extra money I thought I had saved that I was going to use for my student loan just went away, because the grandmother's house almost went into foreclosure, and it took about $3,000 to $4,000 after I paid the back mortgages. I had to pay the back mortgages, I had to pay the back taxes, and then also had to keep the payments current until I finally sold the house as an investment. So I ended up that's how I learned about really turn back to sales. That's when I worked at Macy's. Craigslist was my friend. Like I went to Craigslist, I was working like banquets, UC Riverside, like I worked as a banquet server. I worked one shift where all I did was empty trash for 8 hours. I think I did like inventory jobs. I've worked at like the BNP tennis tournament, where all I did for 3 days straight was just shovel like those little lemonade cones for people. And luckily I got quite a few tips from like working there. So that was one job I did one summer. This past summer I worked like at the Margarita Fun Run. I was working at the registration, collecting money, and then at the end I had to go clean up the course. I worked like at the Donut Fun Run, where all I did was like, here's this big 6'2" black guy. Just make sure nobody comes through here, and make sure the people stay on the course. It was like a donut run thing. And then after that was over, I was like, okay, Martin, we still need your help. We need you to come out on the course and help us clean up. So after that, I spent another hour cleaning up all the stuff, lifting it, after standing around for 8 hours in the rain. I still got that $50 I made. She gave me like $100 with a $50 bill, and I still got that $50 bill. Because I remember during the Great Recession of 2008, I would make $20 last like a week, because that's when I didn't have any extra money, because that's when gas shot up to like $4.50, $5 a gallon. And back then I was trying to drive like a 328.5 Beamer. The Beamer looks good until it don't have no gas and you parked on the side of the road. So I was trying to manage that. So that's how I ended up in sales, because I had to get money. And the only way I knew how to get money, I knew how to cold call, because when I was younger, I cold called for charity. Also, my first job was at Petavina Mold and Dye, and I had to go door to door selling springs. So that's when I knew sales was like a way just to get like extra $100 to $200 in a short period of time. And that's what kept me alive from 2008 to about 2015. And it had allowed me to slowly eat away at that student loan until finally, like, I was able to get like some extra paying jobs where I was like bringing in $1,000, $2,000 every 2 months. And that helped me like get that loan down from a high of $94,000 to now it's like below $38,000. So what I'm trying to tell you is like, sometimes you just got to take the weekends off, and you don't know what can happen. You know, it's like you think you're going to be a property manager one day with duplexes, and the next day you lose the duplexes and almost lose your original house. That's what I'm saying. That's why this weekend, instead of watching college football, I'll be out working. Because every time a check comes in, you feel good, man. Let me tell you, I know what it's like when a check comes in and it's all gone. And it's still like 10 to 15 days in a month. You say, okay, what am I going to move around so I can pay? And back then, I wasn't able to get any credit cards because I had worked one job. And I'll let you know about that, where I bounced two $5,000 checks in the bank, and it just destroyed my credit. It caused like a big like stir with the bank. They thought I was one of those Africans trying to cash checks and stuff. So during the Great Recession of 2008, Only line of credit I was able to get was from Bank of America for about $15,000. I wasn't able to get any type of credit cards because back in 2001, I had a bad incident, and like they were just always strict and said it was a limit was like maybe 100, 200, or 400, and they would not give me anything. So I want you to, that's why I want you to take an extra $100, $200, put it up. Don't touch it until like the third week of the month or the fourth week of the month. Once you used up all your other money and all the other paychecks, and I want you to tell you how that feels to have some extra money at the end of the month, where you have more check than money. Try that. Let me know how it goes. And as for me, I'm gonna get back to work. And as you know, this weekend I'll be at the Yucaipa Regional National Park. If you want to, come see me at Shelter 2.